Hi, everyone. This is Vicky of Muse and Means. Happy February. We're continuing to look at security during this month. And our sense of creativity as artists is tied to our sense of safety. One of the things that we do fairly uniquely to us as artists is auditions. So I want to spend some time looking at those things that we can do to elevate our sense of safety and security in that arena of our craft, auditions. For many years, I was the director of education at Trustus Theater, one of the theater houses in the Vista in Columbia. We had a popular improv class series called Night Out Improv, in which people of all walks of life and all vocations came. We created the class for actors, but only about a quarter of the people that came were actors. Everyone else did other things. We had Columbia City firefighters, we had magazine editors, attorneys, you name it. It was a really, really great experience. But one evening, we had reason to stop everything we were doing and let partners identify their creative love languages for each other. There was a sense of an overall sense of distrust in the room. Simply because people weren't letting their guards down, they weren't being mindful of each other, and whatnot. So we thought, well, let's just see if we can fix that. So after everyone identified what their creative love language was, how their partner could best keep them safe, magic started happening. People were taking bigger, creative, calculated risks. The work got really rich. There was a sense of group mind going on in the room. It was stunning to watch it happen. Certainly, when I teach improv, one of the things that we teach is how to make your partner look good and feel smart. It's that sense of support, someone feeling safe in someone else's collaboration, knowing that if should something go wrong on stage in front of other people, you and you alone aren't the only one that has to clean up the mess. There's somebody else there to help creatively take care of you. And when we feel that sense of safety, we often take bigger risks. We often feel more creative. We just sometimes do better work. Now, that's not to say there have not been times in the world where something has happened with really high stakes, and innovation has happened. Certainly, we have the capacity to do that. I think of Apollo 13, the NASA mission in which something devastatingly wrong happened with the spacecraft. I think it was an oxygen line uh, failed, and the NASA team on the ground had to figure out a way for the astronauts in the sky to fix it with only the things that they had available on the shuttle. um, they came back to Earth, we got them back, but however, that's an exceptional situation. On a day-to-day basis, we as people do better when we are functioning in a safe, secure, mentally spacious, stress-free environment. That's when our creativity really comes out. So what are some things that we can do when we're facing an audition to help bring about our best selves? The first thing that we can do is do our homework, do our research, find out what the audition requirements are, taking care to select our pieces, things you're probably already doing. But that first layer of work is so important. Feel like you have all the knowledge that you need to make the choices you need to do well and be present at your audition. Know your selections really well. As we talked about a few weeks ago, your confidence, inner confidence, you can certainly fake some outer confidence, but your inner confidence is going to be in direct proportion to how well you prepared for that moment. Wear clothes that make you feel good. Wear clothes that make you feel like you. Certainly, we want to look like we've put some thought in what we're wearing. And so maybe we want to go out and buy some new clothes for that. Wear those clothes a couple of times before you wear them to the audition so it feels like you. Do something that feeds your inner artist while you're preparing. That keeps your sense of inspiration high and keeps you connected with why you're doing this work in the first place. Visualization is really helpful too. If you can find some quiet moments, maybe even just a couple minutes works, to visualize yourself in your best moment, doing your best work in that time and in that space. That creates a bit of a movie in your mind for you to have something to aspire toward. It's not jinxing it to do that. Practice mindfulness. We did a little exercise with that the last video, but creating that spaciousness and being mindful and being able to be aware and in the present moment, it helps to switch some innovative thinking gears in your brain. It improves your sense of attention and focus, and it nurtures courage and resilience in moments where things maybe don't go the way you planned. Helps to keep you poised when things go awry. Notice how you are internally talking to yourself and how you are externally talking about yourself to others. Um, yeah, just being aware and mindful of that. If we're recognizing that we're nervous and we keep saying we're nervous or we keep saying we're so unprepared, we're certainly going to perpetuate feeling that way all the way up to the event. So maybe change that up a little bit. Um, Instead of focusing on booking the job or landing the gig, start to switch your attention towards the integrity of the work and really nurturing your sense of connection to the work that you're doing. Um, we can also do well to recognize that we have more power in an audition than we realize. It's really a creativity date. It's looking to see if the gifts and skills that we have match the opportunity that's being offered. Um, People who are looking to cast actors or to give jobs to musicians can't give those out if nobody shows up to the audition. So 50% of the power rests in our own lap. Understanding too, though, that these auditors really want us to do our best work. They just want to give the jobs out and go home. So understand that people are rooting for us before we ever even walk in the room. One of the reasons that we can start to feel especially nervous is when we place too much attention on how others are perceiving us. So, one really great thing we can do is switch our focus to be not internal, but external, really giving your full attention to something that is outside of you, putting all of your attention on your instrument, all of your attention on the music, all of your attention somewhere outside of you. That has a great effect as well. Taking your time, getting physical. If you find that you've got a lot of adrenaline the day of, get physical. That's one great way to process that extra adrenaline that's there. We need the adrenaline. It's what keeps us alert and focused to dangers or things that need our attention. The problem is we sometimes have too much for the body to process, and our water table gets high. It's great to have butterflies. You just got to teach them how to fly in formation. So getting active and moving the body is one great way to do that. Something else that you might want to lay into your preparation process is to do a warm up. But the key is to do that warm up, right, that same warm up, the same things you've been doing in that safe place that is the rehearsal. Do it also when you're getting ready to go into the audition, which can be felt to be that unsafe place. The brain is going to recognize that. It's kind of like a muscle memory thing. Oh yeah, we remember doing this when it was safe, and that can pour over into the audition moment and give a sense of safety. Don't panic if a mistake happens. I know we all are working on that ability to stay poised when the unexpected happens, but taking a good breath can help with that too. But probably the greatest thing that we can think about with auditions is recognizing that this is another opportunity to perform and preparing for that audition like it's opening night of something. It might just be that where our opening night is a one-time performance, but Go and do the work that you are called to do as an artist and perform. Show your connection to that piece and enjoy that time sharing your gift with someone else. Eckhart Tolle has a wonderful quote that I love to remember during auditions, and it's whatever the present moment contains, accept it as if you had chosen it. So, whatever you find the circumstances and the situations to be, once you've done the work, you've done the preparation, you've shown up at the audition, be mindful enough to recognize what is, accept it, and own it. Working with whatever you happen to have. That gives a sense of ownership, that gives a sense of acceptance, which brings about a sense of mindfulness. And hopefully, you're bringing your best self and your best work to the moment. All the best to you as you finish moving through this month of February and move into your next auditioning opportunity. Peace and love, friends.